Hey everybody, I'm going live just to test something out here. Let's do it again here. All right. Okay, hey everybody, I'm going live today because I want to share a bit about TEDx Talks and how to land a TEDx Talk. So I have an event coming up next week, but I want to talk about TEDx Talks. And ideally, I want to talk about why TEDx matters, why is it so important, and how it's going to help you and your brand, what you're working on. So that's kind of what I want to talk about today. So this is going live, and we're going live in lots of different places, but I want to make sure that you are able to ask questions. And if you have any particular questions, I'm happy to answer as many as I can, but that's kind of what I'm doing today. All right, so with that, let's get right into it. So TEDx Talks, what are they? TEDx Talks are basically the TED platform, which is based in California, and they go and they basically have local TEDx events all around the world. Okay, so there might be TEDx Tokyo, TEDx Harvard, TEDx Oxford, TEDx London, and TEDx Toronto, where I'm from. So there's different TEDx events all around the world. So that's one thing that's happening. So you can certainly take advantage of that. And so people have done TEDx Talks from around the world, and I personally have done 5 TEDx Talks. And a little bit about myself. My name is Bobby Umar. I'm a 5-time TEDx speaker. I'm a 3-time TEDx invite decliner. And so I've got 8 TEDx Talks I've been invited to, 5 of which I've done. I've turned down 3, which I can talk about later on if you want to ask a question. But TEDx to me, for the most part, changed my life. So I've been a professional speaker for 20 years. I've done 1,000 keynotes workshops across the world, over 4 continents, across 20 years. And I mostly speak about leadership, networking, personal branding, thought leadership, digital marketing, influence, community, connection, all that kind of stuff. So I thought I'd talk a bit about TEDx Talks and see if anybody has any questions about that. I'm also going to be doing a couple of audio rooms on Clubhouse and Twitter Spaces and LinkedIn audio to talk about storytelling and help you figure out what's a great TEDx talk for yourself that you may want to be part of. So that's something if you're interested in doing, you certainly can get involved with that. If you have any questions, you can reply, you can share a comment, you can also learn more about what I'm doing. But again, I encourage you to ask the questions, and I'll tell you a bit about what I'm trying to do here. So the topic is why does TEDx matter? And I think the best way I can tell you is that TEDx is the greatest way in the shortest amount of time and time investment spent to get huge awareness for your brand, to build huge PR for who you are, and ultimately 10x or 100x or amplify your business or your career in many ways. Now, why is that? Well, first off, a TEDx talk, if you get a TEDx talk, positions you as a thought leader in your field, someone who's an expert or an authority figure, and it automatically positions you as a storyteller, a gifted storyteller at that, potentially. It also positions you as a speaker, as a coach, and all of these things are a big part of what TEDx is all about. So from a PR perspective and a branding perspective, it's absolutely huge. And that's one thing. The second thing is TEDx is a way for you to share your story and share your message for the world where you can impact people. And most of us have a message where we want to impact people. So that's another reason why, again, I think TEDx is so powerful. So that's why you should all be considering doing a TEDx talk. All right. So and then other reasons why TEDx is so powerful. Well, TEDx is one of those things where people love them. They love to know about TEDx talks. They get very excited about TEDx talks. They're very compelling. People love to hear about TEDx and what it's all about. And because of that, I think TEDx is another really compelling thing to get involved with. You inspire a global audience, which is also pretty darn awesome. It's great PR for you and your brand. You share a great idea, you share a great story. And what happens is when you do a TEDx talk, because of all the positioning, because of all the branding, because of all the things you get from a TEDx talk, all of this leads to more website traffic, more leads, more opportunities, more speaking gigs, more book deals. And so for me, what I can tell you is that when you land a TEDx talk, you're going to amplify your brand 10x, 50x, 100x. Here's why. Because you're going to be able to get more paid speaking gigs. You're going to be able to charge higher coaching, consulting fees. Because people are going to see you as an expert, right? Number 3, You're going to be able to get more media appearances because you shared your expertise and shared your story. Number four, you're going to get more book deals, more job leads, more business opportunities. All this kind of stuff is what's going to happen if you land a TEDx talk. What's great about TEDx talk is it combines all the key aspects of thought leadership, personal branding, content creation, storytelling, public speaking, relationship building, community building, follower building, all digital marketing and influence, all with one amazing thing that you've done. So for all those reasons, a TEDx talk is incredibly important. So I encourage you all to, I encourage you all to do that and to think about, what to encourage you to think about doing a TEDx talk. All right. And if you're interested in learning more about TEDx talks, again, I'm sharing this across multiple streams. You can actually learn more about what it's all about. And I'm happy to have you ask questions. You can ping me. You can kind of share your thoughts and see what the kind of stuff you want to ask. I'm always happy to share all the different aspects of it. So then the other question is, what stop you from doing TEDx talk? So what I found, having worked with, and I'll tell you one thing, I've worked with thousands of people with speaking, personal branding, TEDx talks, thought leadership, you name it. And when I work with clients, what I can tell you is that every single person that's worked with me to land a TEDx talk, has done the work, has gone to TEDx talk. That's how I guarantee landing a TEDx talk. But let's go back to the beginning piece, which is, what are the challenges people have? Let's start with the first challenge, which is mindset, right? Who am I to do a TEDx talk? Do I have a story? I'm not really sure I'm a professional speaker. I'm not sure I've experienced enough life or succeeded in anything. Well, the truth is that stuff doesn't matter. The number one thing, it's not about your success, your achievement, anything like that. There are 10-year-olds who have done TEDx talks. There are 24-year-olds who have done 4 TEDx talks. I've done 5 TEDx talks. It's not about that. It's about your story, your idea, and the title. What exactly is your story, your idea, and your title? That's what you need to figure out. And that's kind of one of the things I help people with. In fact, I'm doing an audio room tomorrow. I have to look up, what am I doing? Let me check in my calendar here. I'm doing it tomorrow at 3 o'clock on Clubhouse. And then on Thursday, I'm doing one on Twitter Space at 11 a.m. Eastern. I'm going to talk. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to invite you to share your story on stage with me. I'm then going to invite you to share your story, and I'm going to workshop you live on how to come up with the right idea, topic, and title in that session. I did that last week, and it worked really well, and I'm pretty fast at doing that, but that's what I'm going to do. Because, again, at the end of the day, what's that idea, topic, and title? It's going to entice the TEDx organizers and the audience. That's what I'm going to do. And so you can take a look at that just follow me on different platforms. I'm everywhere: Twitter, Clubhouse, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, you name it, I'm everywhere. So you can look at those things, okay? So what are the 4 things, the stop from getting TED Talks? Number 1 is the mindset. But I want to say the mindset piece is something you always should get over, because 10-year-olds have done TED Talks. It doesn't really matter about your experience. You need to have the right story, idea, topic, and title. That's what it is. So that's something that I want to help you with, okay? So let's assume that you overcome the mindset and you know what? Yes, Bobby, I have a story to share. I have a message for the world. I want to change lives. I want to build up my brand. I want to build up my business. I want to build up my career. I want to enhance everything. Then that's great. Let's put that mindset piece aside. Number 2, and this is the biggest one, is you can't come up with the right idea or topic, right? So, or the title. So they're like, what do I talk about? What do I say? Well, this is where really the number 1 way to land a TED Talk: come up with the right topic, idea, and title. And so what I like to do is work with you to make sure we dive into your life story, extract some really cool ideas, and then come up with 1, 2, or even 3 TEDx Talk titles that you can totally use. That's what I'm trying to do. So I think that to me is also a really, really important piece that's going to help you. Okay? So come up with a really, really amazing idea, topic, title. And again, I can help you with my audio rooms coming up. And if you have any questions, just ping me on the platforms and DM me anywhere, and I'll show you what I'm doing coming up next, or follow my stories or my tweets and whatnot. The third thing comes up in terms of holding people back is, I'm not sure of the process. Who do I talk to? Where do I start? Well, there is a process. There's an application process in most cases. It's important to understand the culture of TEDx. It's important to understand how it all works. It's important to know who the people are. And so that's another thing that's really important. So what you got to do is um, you have to know the process. So what I do is I take people through the entire process: who to talk to, where to go, where to apply, how to find the TEDx events. I actually have my own 57-page curriculum and the roadmap on how to do it, which answers every single question. Because then what happens is you have kind of a process that covers every single gap or question that might come up. So that's the other thing that I do. And I take you through the entire process. And if you're interested in learning more, I have a TEDx event coming up actually next week. It's a 5-day challenge, 1 hour each day. I'm going to take you through my 5-step process. I'm going to show you my curriculum. I'm going to show you how to guarantee a TEDx talk. I'm going to show you your vision, mission, why, the mindset piece, how to turn an idea into a story. I'm going to do that whole thing for you. And that's coming up next week. So you can actually click on, if you're watching this on most of my channels, you can click either on the link in my bio, or you click on that QR code that's up there, and you can learn more about what's going on. But the process and who to talk to, where to start is really, really important. And that's the third challenge. The fourth challenge, and this is probably the second most important one, is, hey, I've applied to a bunch of TEDx talks, but I never actually got any response, or wasn't successful. Well, that's because the fourth biggest challenge is you need to optimize your TEDx application. You want to make sure your application has the right story, answers all the questions really well, and really entices the TEDx organizers to want you. So what are you doing to make them want you, right? That's the key. So the application, what I've done for that is we put together a custom application template where I take you through the dozen questions that people ask, how to answer every single one. I work with you on putting together a TEDx video pitch, and I also try to align with your network and brand. So a big part of it is networking, branding, and the whole process is around doing that. So that's kind of the four biggest challenges when it comes to TEDx Talks. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to ask me, or you can just ping me those questions. I'm happy to share that knowledge with you guys, but that's really kind of what we're talking about today. I see people are joining me on different platforms, which is great. It's kind of fun to see folks, and it's nice to say hi to folks. I see people coming in here, which is kind of cool. So thanks so much for coming by. I really do appreciate it. It's nice to have folks coming by to see what we're talking about today. All right, so let's keep going. So we talked about the 4 challenges of getting TEDx Talk. So then, what's the process? And let me tell you about how TEDx changed my life. So I launched my speaker business in 2007. And I was trying to figure out what I want to do with my life. I was speaking as a leadership speaker. I was talking about networking. I was talking about personal branding. And I was having some good results, but it wasn't going as well as I'd like. Then someone said, "Hey, Bobby, do you want to do a TEDx talk?" And I was like, "TEDx, what's that? I don't know what that is." So I looked it up, and I was like, "Wow, everybody's spoken at TEDx talk. All these political leaders, sports leaders, scientists, philosophers." I was like, "Wow, this is a really big deal." And at the time, I didn't know what it was, but I realized it would be great for my brand. So I was like, you know what? Let me do this. Let me actually get into understanding what TEDx is all about. And so I decided to do the TEDx talk, and I was kind of nervous about it, to be honest. But once I got started, and I knew it would be a great marketing material, especially with the video, I can tell you that doing that first TEDx talk of the 5 that I've done changed my life. As soon as I did the TEDx talk, people saw me as a much more legit speaker. So I started getting more paid speaking gigs. In fact, my speaking gigs that year increased by 40%. Okay. Number 2, my speaker fee jumped up by 2.5 times. Okay. So I doubled plus more my speaking fee. I also started getting coaching, consulting gigs. People say, "Hey, Bobby, can you consult?" Because they see me as an authority, an expert, a thought leader, so they want my help with stuff. And pretty soon, and then the TEDx talk itself, once it launched, I mean, the impressions that came from the TEDx itself were also really good. They're really good. So I got all these views, which was awesome. And so for me, a TEDx talk is actually one of the best ways to build your thought leadership. There's different ways to do it, right? You can obviously content strategy out there, putting content out there, great. But like you're playing a long game, you're doing hundreds and hundreds of content pieces. It can take a while to build that thought leadership. You can write a book. Now, a book also is really good for thought leadership as well. But a book takes hundreds and hundreds. I wrote a book. It took 500 hours. That's a lot of time. And then even when you get the book published, you still have to push it out there to all your channels, right? So it's hard to amplify the impressions and views of that. Third way is to create a program. So you create a program and you get client testimonials and they love you. But, and I've done that before, like some of my previous programs. I have a TEDx program now, but my previous programs on networking mastery and personal branding, it took me a year to get clients, get testimonials to build that. But a TEDx talk is awesome because one, the total amount of time to land a TEDx talk is about 30 to 50 hours on average. That's how much it takes for people to follow my process and to get the talk guaranteed. So about 30 to 50 hours of time. You got to do the work, 30 to 50 hours of time. Secondly, the timeline to get the TEDx talk, some people can get a TEDx talk as fast as a couple of months. And so it happens very quickly, and now you build a kind of story around it, and you're building buzz around it, around your story, your content, and whatever. And if you do a TEDx talk, let's say in October, you're already ramping up really fast versus waiting for that book to launch, waiting for that program to get testimonials. And then finally, the third piece is you get far greater viewership from that. So your program and your book, you have to kind of push out. Content, you also have to push out and build that up over a long period of time. Where a TEDx talk, the branding is so strong, already there's going to be tons of views. You can build a ton of PR behind it, and next thing you know, you're getting thousands of views of that TEDx talk. So that's why TEDx talk to me is the most efficient way to build your thought leadership and ramp up your brand 10 times. That's the thing, and change your life. And I can't give you the lifetime impact of my TEDx talk, but I definitely know that it's changed my life for the better. And now what I'm doing is I'm helping people land their own TEDx talks. I'm helping people put together a really good story, topic, title, work in the application, and land the TEDx talk. Because their success is my success. Your success is my success. Because now I'm a TEDx coach. That's what I'm. If you go to my LinkedIn profile, that's what I do. I help you land a TEDx talk, guaranteed. That's what I'm doing. And that's going to elevate your personal brand. It's going to build your thought leadership. It's going to lead to all those other things, right? More jobs, more leads, more clients, higher fees, more speaking, traveling around the world, all that kind of stuff. So click the link in my bio or the QR code. Check out my TEDx event that's happening next week. If you're not sure about it, read the whole thing. Look at the video testimonials. Let me know what you think. If you think it's worthwhile, great. And let me tell you what I'm going to do. So what I'm going to do next week, it's called the 5-day challenge. I've done them before. I did one in January. I did one in April, May. I'm doing one now. And what it is, it's 1 hour each day of me taking you through my entire process, working with a bunch of other people. And for a $100 investment, so again, you got to put some skin in the game. I want people who are there to show up and work. I've done these before for free, and I realize that doesn't work very well. 150 people sign up, half show up and less do the work. So for $100, you're going to get me for 5 hours, including an extra bonus pre-call hour this Friday. So you get me for 1 hour each day. If you can't make it, don't worry about it. You get access to the replays. You get access to a community group where we share the replays, and there's a bunch of other people on the same journey as you trying to TED Talk, so you can talk to each other and motivate each other. I'm going to take you through mindset. I'm going to take you through why TEDx. I'm going to take you through my 5-step model. I'm going to take you through the 3 to 4 things that people have challenges with. I'm going to talk about your vision and your why statements for your brand. I'm going to talk about how to convert a story into your idea. I'm going to show you how to then use that as part of your thought leadership. I'm going to share several of my models on my TEDx model, my thought leadership brand model, my life story model to help you land a TEDx talk. And then, of course, I'll have a Q&A in the last day. So for $100, you get all that plus all my other stuff. So, and there's also a VIP option where you can level up and get this really amazing resource, which is TEDx events from around the world, including contact information, key person, dates, and websites. And you can also get a one-on-one consult with me to help you really boost your process. So that's kind of what I'm doing next week. So I encourage you to take a look at the link and check it out and see what you think. And I encourage you to watch the testimonials. If you're not sure, watch the video testimonials. They're like a minute long. There's a couple of them. Let me know what you think, but I think you'll find that really helpful. So let me see. I'm trying to look on my platform. Are there any people that have questions across what I'm talking about? If there are, then maybe I can answer some questions. If they're not, then I'll just keep talking about it. But for me, I think that for me, TEDx Talks are one of the best ways to really, build your brand. Let's see, build your brand. Get better jobs, do more speaking, all these different things you can do to try to land TEDx Talk. So here we go. I see someone's saying. Um, I see someone said this has always been suggested, but I bought it. Well, look, at the end of the day, people who are worried about TEDx talks, it's all about your idea. What is your idea? So come to my audio room tomorrow, or the one on, the one on Thursday, and the one tomorrow, one on Thursday. Let's talk about it, because we can actually help you come up with the right topic title from your story, because that's what it's about. What's that story? What's the topic? And then come up with a really compelling title that entices people. That's really what it's all about. So, that's something I want you to kind of think about as it comes to your journey. Okay. I'll see if anybody else has any other questions. If you have any other questions, you're more than welcome to ask. I just want to make sure people. Now, another thing I want to offer to you guys is I also have an idea template. So one of the things I've done is I put together a really cool template. Let me just make sure I have this here. Oops. There we go. Share your questions. And so here's something I have. This is again in my stream here. So I created an idea template. So basically, there's a template to PDF to help you carve the best TEDx talk idea. So it's a three-step process that I take you through. It's free to download. Just take a look at it. Click on the QR code, or go to my link tree, and you can find it all there. And we can help you land that TEDx talk that you want. So that's kind of what we're talking about. Okay. So this is really the main thing I want to talk about today. I hope you found this value add. I'll try to do another. I'll try to do another live stream, around this topic. But I just want to get it out there that this is something that is really, really important. It's going to benefit you in many, many ways. And if you have particular questions, I want to know what they are, because I definitely think that, getting a TEDx talk it's really is an amazing thing to be able to do, right? That if you have a story that's going to change the life of even one person, is it worth it? If you could change the life of one person, and change the lives of other people, it's going to benefit you tremendously. So that's why I'm talking about this. That's why I'm really passionate about TEDx talks. It enhances your brand, enhances thought leadership, and makes you a better storyteller. It gives you opportunities to grow and do some amazing things. And so for me, that's kind of what I'm talking about. Now, someone just asked, where are you from? I'm from Toronto, Canada, but my clients are all over the world. It doesn't really matter, because I do everything I do is virtual. So if you want to, this is going to be a virtual event starting next week. You can come by and check it out. But essentially, I'm based in Toronto. Some of my clients are local, but most people are all over the place: U.S., Europe, Asia, Africa, Australia. So happy to help as many people as I can. But that's really what I'm trying to do. All right. So how to land a TEDx talk, and I think we talked about it here. So how to land a TEDx talk, and how to overcome those challenges. I gave you the 4 challenges. I gave you the 3 the key steps to work on your TEDx talk. I talked about my audio rooms coming up tomorrow and the day after to help work on your actual idea. And if you have any other questions, you can always ping me anytime. You can look at my links. And I think we've covered everything. I just want to thank everybody for being here. I have 2 cameras, so I'm like, hello, hi, hi, hi. I want to thank you guys for coming by. If you have further questions, you can always just put them in the comments or in the replies, and that's where you'll know a little bit more about what I'm trying to do. And someone asked me, originally Canadian? Yes, I was born in Canada, man. So happy to be here. My parents immigrated here, but I'm really happy to be here. So with that, again, a TEDx is something that can change your life. It instantly positions you as a thought leader and authority expert in your field. It can lead to more website traffic, more leads, more opportunities, more job deals, more job speaking gigs, clients, book deals, lead appearances, jobs, and increased fees. These are all, and you can do it in a short, compressed amount of time, 30, 50 hours. You just have to put in the work. Are you willing to put in the work? Are you ready to do the work? If you are, click the thing up there and join me. And I will be starting to sync next week. You get access to me throughout the entire process, and I'm looking forward to helping you guys out. All right. Thanks, everybody. Have yourself a wonderful day, and we'll talk soon. Bye. We're ending the stream. Here we go. How do I end the stream? That's the other thing I got to figure out, right? So let's see here. Let's see. All these things I'm learning about multi-streaming. It's kind of funny. What's this one do? There we go. I'm going to end now. And